everyone. Today we are going to be working on lesson 5.8 in your Go Math book. We are starting on page 239. We are going to be using a strategy that is having us working backward to solve multi-step decimal problems. So our first problem is right here. So let's read it. Carson spent $15.99 for 2 books and 3 pens. The books cost $4.95 each. The sales tax on the total purchase was $1.22. Carson also used a coupon for 50 cents off his purchase. If each pen had the same cost, how much did each pen cost? So we need to know ultimately how much each pen cost when he bought them. So we're going to do a few things first. We are going to highlight some information that we are going to be needing. Okay, so he spent $15.99 for 2 books and 3 pens. The books cost $4.95 each. Sales tax was $1.22, and he had 50 cents off. And then I'm going to highlight a different color. If each pen had the same cost, how much did each pen cost? Because that's ultimately what we need to be figuring out. So we're going to read the problem, and using this graphic organizer, we are going to write out exactly what they're asking us to do. So the first thing, what do I need to find? Well, that is what is the problem asking you to do. And that's typically, not always, but typically at the end of the problem. So at the end of the problem, I highlighted it this peach color. If each pen had the same cost, how much did each pen cost? So I need to find the total, or find the cost of each pen. I need to find the cost of each pen. So go ahead and write that. The beauty about these lessons is if you need a break, or if I am writing too fast, you can go ahead and just pause it and then pick up and hit play whenever you're ready. What information do I need to use? Well, this is going to be all of those yellow highlighted things. So I know a few things. I know that the total was $15.99, and that got Carson 2 books and 3 pens. I know that each book was $4.95. I know that the sales tax was $1.22. And he had a coupon for 50% off. So coupon used for 50 cents off. Like that. Okay. So how am I going to use all of this information? Well, the good thing is that I know the total. So using the total and then all of the information that I have, I can work backwards to eventually get down to the cost of each pen. So using the total, I can work backwards to figure out cost of each pen. Well, how are we going to do that? That's going to take us down to our next flow chart. And this is where we're going to actually solve our problem. So we're going to scoot down a little bit. Now we're here. So we're going to make a flowchart to show this information. Then using inverse operations, we're going to work backwards to solve. So remember, inverse operations are the operations that undo each other. So multiplication and division, right? You can undo a multiplication problem by dividing, and you can do the same thing with division, with multiplication. So what we have right here is we have the cost of 3 pens. So 3 times the cost of each pen plus the cost of 2 books. So we know from up here that each book was $4.95. So we're going to write $4.95. We know that the amount of tax that was charged in this purchase was $1.22 minus Carson used a coupon for 50 cents off, and that would equal the total amount spent. So his total was $15.99. Now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it. So if you'll notice that total spent is on the right side, but now it's going to be at the beginning. So it was on the right side at the end, now it's on the left side at the beginning. And now we're just going to kind of work backwards, eventually ending at the cost of 3 pens, which used to be the beginning on our first line, and now it's down here. So we know all of this information, we're just going to kind of put it in a different order. So we know the total spent is $15.99. Plus, we had the amount of the coupon, which is 50 cents. And now what we need to do is we need to subtract all of the tax and the cost of 2 books, and that will leave the remaining balance, which we then can look at and divide into 3. Now for right here, we are adding back the coupon because this total that we were given, $15.99, included taking away 50 cents from that coupon. So we need to actually look at it as all of the numbers. So we're going to add that back into our problem. So what we're going to do is we are going to take away, subtract our tax, which is $1.22. We are going to subtract the cost of our 2 books, which is $4.95 each. And this is where you probably are going to need a little bit of scratch paper. So make sure you can see this. Okay. So we have our 2 books, $4.95, and we have 2 of those. Now you can multiply it by 2, or you can add it together twice. Both of them will give you the same answer. I'm going to do multiplication. That'll make it just a little bit easier. That's my choice. You can do whatever you would like. So 2 times 5 is 10. Regroup my 1. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 1 is 9. Carry my 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Add my decimal. So the cost of 2 books was $9.90. So now that I have all of these numbers in here, I need to actually solve for it. So starting here, I'm going to add these together. So on my scratch paper again, I have my total plus my coupon. 9 plus 0 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. Carry my 1. 6. $16.49 is what it cost for everything. So now I'm going to start taking away my tax, my cost of books. That will give me the cost of 3 pens altogether. So I have $16.49. And with that, I am going to take away the sales tax. So that's not included in my total. So 9 minus 2 is 7, 4 minus 2 is 2, 6 minus 1 is 5. So that's $15.27. Then I'm going to subtract the cost of the 2 books. So that's not in my total. 7 minus 0 is 7. 2 minus 9, I cannot do that. So I'm going to regroup. This now is 12. 12 minus 9 is 3. 4 minus 9, I cannot do that. I'm going to regroup. Now I have 14 minus 9, which will be 5. And that is the cost of 3 pens. So the cost of 3 pens is $5.37. Am I done there? No, I'm not, because they wanted to know how much each pen cost. And we know from up here that each pen was the same amount. So they bought 3 of the exact same amount, or maybe they were the same pen. 3, they were the same price, and they want to know how much did 1 cost. Maybe they're going to recommend it to a friend, and their friend only wants to buy 1. So we now need to use this information, and ultimately we're going to put in $5.37, and we need to divide it by 3 because we want to know the cost of 1. So what we're going to do is you can then use all of our strategies for dividing and put 537 divided by 3. So I am going to start and do my steps. I'll write them out. So divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. 3 can go into 5 one time. That was my division step. Multiply, 3 times 1 is 3. Subtract step, bring down. Repeat. Now I'm at divide. Well, I know 3 can go into 23. How many times? Well, I am pretty good at my 7s, so I know that 7 times 3 is 21. So I know that I can have 7 groups of 3 into 23 without going over and getting as close to it as possible. So now I'm going to multiply. 3 times 7 is 21. Now I'm on subtract. 2. Now I'm on bring down. Now I'm on repeat. Another fact family that I love is 9s. And I, right off the bat, recognize that 3 can go into 27 9 times. So that was my division step. Multiply. 3 times 9 is 27. Subtract. 0, 0. Bring down. Well, there's nothing to bring down. Repeat. I don't need to repeat because I have a 0 right here. Now I need to place one more thing, and that is my decimal point. I need to add my decimal point in. And what we should get in the habit of is checking our work. And by checking our work, I mean you are multiplying your quotient by your divisor, and you need to get your dividend. So to do that, get another piece of paper, scoot this over. We need to multiply our quotient, which is our answer, $1.79, times our divisor, which is 3. 3 times 9 is 27. Regroup my 2. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23. Regroup that 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Add my decimal. They match. So these match. That's how you check your answer for multiplication. This will always help us to make sure that we're not making errors and that we are writing the correct answer. So I know now that $5.37 divided into 3 groups is $1.79 each. So the cost of each pen was $1.79.